Hello little friends, welcome back to online story time. We start today's session with a small mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti. Today, I am going to tell you some interesting events which show how warmly Swami Vivekananda was accepted in America. You know, during the ongoing sessions of the Parliament of Religions, one day, somebody pointed to the stack of scriptures of various religions kept on the stage. The scripture of Hinduism could be seen at the bottom. So an American joked, "Swami, you say your religion is great, but see, it lies at the bottom of all religions." Vivekananda's immediate response was, Hinduism is not at the bottom. It is the base of all religions. This means Vivekananda virtually pointed out that Hinduism is the mother or source of all religions of the world. No wonder the criticizer was silenced forever. Once, Vivekananda was watching some young boys trying to shoot floating eggshells on a river. They were standing on a bridge. They were not able to hit even one eggshell because these were bobbling up and down in the water. Noticing Vivekananda watching them, they cried out, "Well, do you think you can do any better?" Vivekananda said smilingly, "I will try." The boys replied, "Oh no, you too can't. It's not easy." Vivekananda asked them to show him how to shoot. Then he took the gun and aimed at the eggshells. He stood very still for a few minutes. Then he started firing. He fired 12 times and each time he hit an eggshell. The boys were stunned. How could anyone achieve a feat like that? Vivekananda happily accepted their praise. In a friendly manner, he advised them, "Whatever you do, put your whole mind in it. When you are shooting, your entire mind should be only on the target. Then you will never miss. When you learn your lessons, think only of the lesson." In my country, boys are taught to do this. Children, are you listening? Follow Vivekananda. Anyway, we continue with our story. Vivekananda came in contact with many influential people in America. There was one John D. Rockefeller who was a powerful businessman, strong-willed, very difficult to handle, and a hard man to accept advice. One day, although he did not want to meet Vivekananda, Rockefeller was pushed to it by an impulse and he directly went to meet Vivekananda. The butler of the home led him to the living room. Rockefeller entered Vivekananda's study. He was much surprised to see Vivekananda behind his writing table, not even lifting his eyes to see who had entered. After a while, Vivekananda told Rockefeller much of his private past life and made him understand that the money he had already accumulated was not his, that he was only a channel and that his duty was to do good to the world. He told him that God had given him his wealth in order that he might have an opportunity to help and do good to the people. Rockefeller was very irritated. Nobody dared to speak to him like this before. So, quite irritated, he left the room and decided never to come back again. But a week later, Rockefeller came back and threw on Vivekananda's desk a paper which told of his plans to donate an enormous sum of money towards the financing of a public institution. NGOs, you know. And he said, "Well, there you are. You must be satisfied now and you can thank me for it." He told this very proudly. Vivekananda didn't raise his eyes. He did not move. Taking the paper, he quietly read it, saying, "It is for you to thank me." That was all. This meant that we are to feel grateful to God for getting an opportunity to serve people. Pride has no place in serving people. Money is best utilized when it is used for noble purpose. Rockefeller understood this from Vivekananda's words. This was Rockefeller's first large donation to public welfare. Later, his foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, became one of the largest donors of the world. You see Vivekananda's impact on important people of America. Now there was a flip side also. Vivekananda's success made some narrow-minded Christian preachers very jealous. But they were unable to counteract Vivekananda's points because he spoke very logically. He was very rational. So these Christian priests became his enemies and plotted to kill him at Detroit in Michigan. They invited him for dinner. When Vivekananda was about to sip his coffee, suddenly SriRamakrishna appeared before him in subtle body and said, "Don't drink, it is poison." Therefore, Vivekananda kept the cup down. Vivekananda was saved from certain death. Vivekananda was invited to various universities and clubs all over America. He conducted hundreds of public and private lectures and classes, teaching Vedanta and Yoga. He also established Vedanta societies in several cities. He traveled and lectured in so many cities in America in a short period that he was given the name the Cyclonic Hindu Monk. Even his most rigid Christian counterparts confessed, "He is a prince among men." Do you see what unprecedented impact Vivekananda had on the American upper classes? Now, more than 125 years are over, we see that all else that was said and discussed at the Parliament of Religions by all the religious stalwarts of the world has been forgotten. Whereas what Vivekananda preached is still cherished in America and in India too, obviously. People celebrate this anniversary, that anniversary, this centenary, and all those things of so many incidents. But have you ever heard of anniversary of a lecture? Unheard of in the entire world. For the first time in world history, 2 years ago, the anniversary of a lecture has been celebrated all over the world with much fanfare. Yes, it was the 125th anniversary of the World Parliament of Religion's Chicago lecture delivered by Swami Vivekananda. In this way, Vivekananda became the most famous Indian at an international level and made India proud. Let us follow his footsteps and bring back India's lost glory in the eyes of the entire world. Dear children, are you ready for this? Concluding chanting. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityur Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.